What's up, guys? MegaBleeder here with another episode of Star Technology. Today, I want to get those heat vents and high temperature smelting casings automated so that we can start using the Alloy Blast Smelter. I think everything else will be totally fine here. The only thing that we need would be the advanced alloy smelter, some 4x nichrome wire. That's not too big a deal. We'll put that in our wire mill like so. So let's start with that, actually. These are the large wire mills that we recently built. I'm going to say, hey, we're going to make nichrome wire. And when you have, let's say 128, 64, you're going to turn off. To be able to make this, we're going to need 2 nichrome ingots. We need to make sure we set this not to 16, but to 4. Like so. And we need distinct buses to be on. That's very important. And what we're going to do is put 4 into here. Now this should start running. And now, if we take a look at our nichrome, we'll take these wires here and we'll pop them in there. Why not? And we'll cycle them through so they're all in there now. And it should stop. Yep, 132. Okay, that's excellent. Those are covered. So the Alloy Blast Smelter is all good. The next thing, this heat vent, we are missing the long molybdenum disilide rod and titanium rotors. The rods we can make in extruders. We'll need a long rod mold. So we'll take one of these, a rod and a long rod. Come on. And that's going to go over here. So we can pop that in there. And this does not have a circuit. I'm going to say, hey, we're making long molybdenum rods. We'll do 128 and 64. And we can always modify this recipe if needs be. We'll just take one of those, and that's going to go into here. Let's clear it out, actually, because I want to let it make just a couple. Did it not make those? Oh, I think... I'm not sure why that didn't work. Let's take these. I'm going to drop them in there. And we're going to say you get 1. Why is it not going into there? Oh, transfer any. Let's change this to 16. Set it to import. Turn this to 16. I thought that I had set all these. Did I set these? I did not. Well, I set some of them. Okay, we'll just have to modify them as we go. We set that to 128. Yeah, and that's working. I'm actually going to change this to not 16, but 8. Okay, so we've got that. We just need the titanium rotor, which again is in an extruder. And I keep trying to use my inventory. I'm not in my applied energistics terminal. So this one is going to be titanium rotors. We're going to say 64, 32. No, we'll go 128. Now, did I put arm on this? I did, but apparently I didn't set it. Let's change it to 8. Import. I'll drop those in there, and that should get knocked out real quick. We'll grab the rotors and throw them in there. Sweet. So now the heat vent we can craft, right? Yep, so we've got all that on passive. The high temperature casing, let's see, the heat vent. It's this, actually it's a tiny, tiny bit cheaper by 1 ingot on the tantalum carbide. So I will make that in an assembler. Over here, HSLA, titanium carbide. So let's get 2 assemblers, and this is going to be an assembler wall here. And I need to change the color of that. These are purple, so these should be blue. Like so. This guy will get an insert. Of these. And then we have to put these resources in there. Fantastic. And then this one gets 4 and 4 and a tungsten carbide frame, which is another assembler. Okay. Now, the question is, or the question I have, is how many other things does the carbide frame get used for? For the dimensional destabilizer, and we need 56. And ME quantum rings. This is not the same recipe that it used to be. It used to be a lot cheaper than that because I have some of those. I've got 8 of those. And that's an EV recipe. And I've had these way back in the beginning, or way a long time ago. We need 1 more. And that's going to get 4, and that's on program circuit 4. It gets 4 rods. That's going to go there. I need to get some drawers. Some downgrades. These need to auto export. Then all I need to do is hook up these. And these should turn on. Yep. So frames are going to go in there. And let's change this actually to, I don't know, 12. That is really fast. It's 1 tick. It's making those in 1 tick. That's making the heat vents, and then this just needs to be on circuit 6. And then I also need to lock and link these drawers. Lock, link. That's going to turn on. Those are not quests, apparently. Okay, so this guy is a little slow on this side. It is really fast to make them, though. So let's double it. Okay. Still a little slow, but I guess. Let's double this. 6, 4 of each. Probably could have used a lesser assembler because these do use, not sure, 4096 RF per tick. So they're real fast. Okay, so the Alloy Blast Smelters are going to go here as our centerpiece. And I'm not exactly sure how many I can fit here, but it's a lot. So I'm going to start with 2, and I'm not certain if I am going to wall share them for each recipe. Because if we take a look, one of the things that I want to get up and running soon would be new ore processing. So if we take a look at the macerator, the large macerator tower, maceration tower, I think that's what we're going to be building. Yeah. So secure maceration casing. Does it need one of these parallel hatches? Hope not, because that's LUV. Iridium, quantum stars, iridium. That's not too bad other than the quantum star, which is a nether star in a chemical bath. So I don't know if this is 100% necessary. Hopefully it's not. Hopefully it's not. Can parallelize with parallel control hatches. Okay, so I think if we put that there, it'll need it. But for this, Xeron 100, and this is not a dust that we can make, so we have to do the liquid, which is going to be iron, nickel, tungsten, niobium, cobalt, and helium. We've got all that. RTM coils. It's a lot faster with helium. So let's take a look. For the ABS, we're going to need 12 heat vents and 34 temperature smelting casings. So we'll do that. Those go there. That's not what I wanted. Let's get 2 different ones going here. 12 heat vents. So 24 of those. Now those go in the middle, so we will be able to share the temperature casings. It does need a muffler and a maintenance hatch. We'll take 2 of those. We can't wall share the top. Okay. So we cannot wall share the top. At least I don't think we can. Well, we might be able to. We could try it. We'll try it. And then we're going to need energy hatches, which is fine. Input and output bus. Does it need an input hatch? Let's see, this guy. Yes, obviously, for the gas there. All right, so if I take this and we grab some scaffolding and I put it here and then rotate it. That will go there. I want it to be back. Or there. So that one there and that one. Oh, I can't do two machines at once. Okay. All right, let's grab some coils. We're going to use RTM. So coil, heat vent, temperature case. Heat vent, coil, temperature case, coil, heat vent, temperature case. And here, it'll be like that. And then the muffler, let's try pointing it in. And I'm not sure if I can wall share that. That's going to be the question of the day. Okay, those are going to be weird to put down, I guess. Another set of coils here. That's 12 more coils. So if I do that, I gotta finish these coils, duh. Do 3 more. Like so. Should just be able to fill this in. Like so. This needs heat coils to go there. Am I missing one? Yep, missing one right there. Okay. And then these, I'll put the maintenance hatch here. Temperature, high temperature casing. Now the problem that I foresee or what I don't know how I'm going to handle is all the fluids. Okay, that's not going to form yet, right? Because it's missing an input and an output. But I like the way that looks. But if we're going to make this, okay, so an MV input, I think I can run them all through the top here. Okay. MV input bus. Need to make a bunch of these. So steel crates. I make, okay, 17 is all I can make, apparently. Well, no, I can do more. 32. Let's do 32. HV machine hull. Making an input bus. And we just need a bunch of polytetrafluoroethylene. How many cells do I have in here? Do I have any cells? I don't have any empty cells. But we do have a ton of polytetrafluoroethylene. Not want that. Let's get 10. These are made in an assembler. If I do it at IV, it's super fast. So let's do, these are full. I need some manual machines. I need space for some manual machines. Let's do this. We'll put a manual assembler here. Pop those in there. And then these are made on circuit 1. I'm not sure if that'll be enough. So let's take 2 of these guys. We're going to input here and there. That's 1.6 buckets. The output is 2 buckets. So hatches. If we take 2 output hatches and 2 input hatches, input, output, output, and then we'll put energy. I don't want to wall share energy. Now what I could do is flip this configuration around out this way. And we can wall share like that. But if I did that, I need to have energy. Let's move the maintenance hatch to there. And I only need 1 IV energy hatch. We'll use just 1 for now. How about that? So that formed. And that formed. Okay, so we can stack them like this. Okay, wonderful. I do have, let's see, that's the output hatch, Let's rotate this because I have an idea of how we're going to do this. Actually, we're going to move the output hatch to here. Output hatch is going to go there. And then we're going to put vacuum freezers here in the middle. And we'll use 2 vacuum freezers. We'll use 1 vacuum freezer to cool 4 blast furnace. So let's take and grab these. This back in our system. And we're going to grab our copy paste gadget, which is going to copy this way. Copy from you to you. I switch it into paste and clear that. What I want to do is have enough room for a vacuum freezer here, but I want to rotate this around this way. Move it up 1. So now we'll be able to fit a vacuum furnace right there in the middle, bridged across. Because these are all going to have to be run through the vacuum freezer. All these fluids that we make in these are going to have to be run through the vacuum freezer. If I do that, that's going to build 2 more. In the orientations that I want. I just need input hatches. And the actual blast smelter themselves. If I do that and rotate it, that should form. That should form. Yeah, check that out. We go from 0 ABSs to 2. And then this we can copy and flip the other way. And there will be enough room for us to run these all the way down as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Because it's 5 blocks. Yes. 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll have to make changes a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 5. There. So 1, 2, 3, 2, 3. Like so. Ooh, these are in a weird spot. Oh, they are directly across from each other. Did I do that right? 1, 2, 3. This right? No, this is wrong. That look better? That's 5. That's 5. That should be the center. 5, 5, 5, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. My center is off. But it's not off there. Okay, so those will stack up really nicely, like so. I'm going to leave those there just as markers. But what I want to do is get a couple of these guys set up. So to be able to make this macerator, we've got all of this without too much. Ooh, tungsten grinding head, double vanadium steel plate. What all does this get used for? Turbines, the turbines. So I could batch craft some of these. I do have vanadium steel, so I could just throw some of those into the bender units back there. So I want to set up the blast chillers, the vacuum freezers. So I'm gonna need input hatches, and we'll take 2. We're gonna need output buses, 2, and actually I need 4 of these. And then the freezer. Two of those. And then the frost-proof casing. So this is an output, that's an output, so these need to be input, input. And I should probably use... No, I need an input bus. And those will go, that will go there. So input hatch. Then input bus. Then output buses. And go like so. And maintenance hatches times 2. And energy hatches. And yeah, let's just stay IV. It's not going to hurt anything. They're just going to be really, really fast. Put those inside. Right. And actually, I'm going to want 2 more input hatches. Actually, 3. Like so. Okay, so we'll get energy in the middle. Is there a way... There's not a way for me to run energy in the middle of these. I could run energy on the outside. Could run it over here. Move the input bus. Game's lagging. Come on. Big rubber band here. Okay, so output hatch, input hatch. think this is another big rubber band. Input bus, like so. Output hatch is configured that way. Input hatch is that way, energy. There we go. These need to be moved. Like that. Now power will go there and there. And my toolbox is here. Okay, wonderful. And I'll put a controller right here in the middle. Do I have an open space? I do not. So I'm going to need another one of these. Controller will go right there. And we're going to pull a connection off of this guy. Or should I pull it off of there? Light blue. Light blue. Okay, that's all hooked up. I need an interface and a storage bus. Controller. And I want to move this whole thing down. Yes. And a flex point can go there. And then this is going to get cables out here. And of course, color them. Input hatch, input bus. Going to need another cable there and there. Going to need 2 toggle buses and 2 level emitters. Level emitter is going to go there. Toggle bus goes there. Level emitter, toggle bus. And this gets used to make Xeron. So I'm going to say when you have, let's call it 512. Turn off. That's an output bus, so I need 2 more, because that's just going to feed into there and there. I need ingot molds. Like so, and like so. Okay, now you are an input hatch. And you're going to get helium gas. The input bus goes on 15. Hatch, helium gas. But bus. This I need to flip. As well as this one. And then 2 robot arms and filters. I need to check and see what's wrong with my robot arms. Keep exact. 10, 2, 2, 1, 1. Import. And that needs to be import bus or circuit 15. Let's go distinct buses just to make sure nothing gets weird. I don't think it's going to matter. Those should get pulled in. Yep. We should see this guy kick on once we hook up power to it. So IV 16 amp inverter. Gonna be this guy. We're gonna need 2 of these. We're gonna need, yes, 2. One's gonna go there. The other goes there. That gets connected. And we should see these coils kick on now. Once I connect the cables. Hook those up and there we go. 201 seconds. That's brutal. But 2,304 millibuckets. What is that? If we divide that by 144, it's, what is it? 2304 divided by 144. That is 16 ingots. We go up to LUV. We can make it significantly faster. We can double it. How's our power doing? First off, let's see. Is this at its limit? It is not. And if we check network statistics, our buffer is full. It's not daytime, so let's get 2 more IV energy hatches. Actually, 4 more. I didn't screw that up, did it? Ooh, I think I might have just voided those. Oh well. Not too big of a deal. And that's using 4 amps now. Okay. All right, so that's running. Let's grab some girders while it's doing its thing. Get this bad boy supported. Okay. So maybe I should turn this up. How's our helium? Helium's fine. So maybe I should run both of these. Nah, it's going to be passive, so it'll be okay. So this has energy. We're just waiting for this recipe to finish. And then we'll get the Xeron 100. Let's see, in 20 seconds, we'll be right back. All right, we're back, and we should see this guy kick on. There we go. Now we're getting Xeron 100. Sweet. Let's go ahead and put that in here. Yeah, okay. Now, this is going to be slow, but it is pretty cheap. Niobium, I think. Tungsten. 512. Takes 2 tungsten to make 16. Yeah, let's change it to 1024. Okay. Okay, we've got Xeron 100. That will be used to make these guys, this machine casing. It takes those, ultimate gears, titanium frames. What does the washer take? The large chemical bath, ore washer, and chemical bath. That takes watertight casing, which takes watertight ingots, which we cannot make this way, so we need the fluid. It takes helium. And let's see, iron, aluminum, nickel, chromium, sulfur, and that's going to be on 15. And that's even slower. Brutal. Okay. So you are going to be watertight seal. 1024, 512. Turn that on. You are going to get helium, right? Yep. And you, with a screwdriver, hook that up, put that in there. Keep exact. Iron, aluminum, nickel, chromium, sulfur on circuit 15. Iron, aluminum, nickel, chromium, sulfur. Turn on. Don't turn on. Import. There we go. Now it's on. Fantastic. And that, ooh, that's only 75 seconds. So that is faster. Sweet. Okay, so those are automated. Let's grab some lights. Do I want these stacked that close on top of each other? I don't know yet. Okay. And I could wall share these a little more, but it doesn't really matter. I would be able to save on a little bit of coils. But they're passive, so we're good. Another about 30 seconds or so, and we'll get our watertight seal. That's using 6 channels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, perfect. Okay. Watertight seal. Let's get rid of all of these. Large chemical bath. We'll save that. Any second now, this should come through here. Yep, that's working. 17 ticks. Those guys are going to go right there. Sweet. And we've already got 38. We've already got 3 recipes of Xeron. Awesome. And I think our vacuum freezers can handle it. I might have to upgrade the vacuum freezer so that it's also running off of LUV. These are using 29,000 EU per tick. How's our system looking? Yeah, we still have a full energy buffer, so we're outputting 600,000, but only inputting 196. But that's during the nighttime. Oops. If we make it day. Did you hear about the cow who jumped over the barbed wire fence? It was utter destruction. So I did go ahead and expand out our solar panels here all the way completely. So these guys are hooked up. And if we take a look, we're getting over 1 million, but that's only because our buffer is completely full. So we are doing just fine there. I'm looking at ore processing. If we take a look at crushed stibnite, so we need macerators, we need chemical baths, that's a macerator. We're going to need the centrifuge. That is this guy, large centrifuge unit. Vibration safe casing, ink alloy. There's not a way to get that, so we need the liquid. Vanadium, steel, manganese, aluminum. See, these are all pretty simple. Let's bookmark a bunch of these. That was the centrifuge, the thermal centrifuge. So we looked at this. This is centrifuge and thermal centrifuge. This one is the small one, so we don't need that. I have that up here already. Macerator, what is it? A sifter as well, right? The rock sifter, powerful version of the rock filtrator. What does this take? Crushing wheels, watertight casing, illuminated glass, tungsten. Tungsten. Let's see, where's the other sifter? That's LUV, watertight casing. Large sifting funnel. It takes vibration safe casing. And assembly line grading, iron bars, steel. Oh, that's easy. HSLA, awesome. So we just need this ink alloy. So let's set this up too. Ooh, I don't have yttrium. I do have yttrium dust. We're getting that, I think, from electrolyzing yttrium. No. Where are we getting that from? There should be some over here. Yes. Is it that? No. Are we getting more of it? Yttrium, barium, cuprate. Where do we get yttrium at? Yttrium ingots. Ink alloy. That's what we're trying to make. Small piles. Centrifuging rare earth. Okay. And that was over here. These small piles. And these come from centrifuging rare earth. Rare earth, we do not have rare earth sludge dust. Rare metallic residue dust. Calcite and silver. Is that going into here? Rare earth. Small piles. Okay, so we're not getting rare earth. That's something that we will set up. I went too far. We're not currently getting it in, but that's not too big of a deal. We'll make it work. Let's grab some more cables. Put those there. We need 4 interfaces, 2 toggled buses, 2 threshold emitters. And we are looking at getting alloy. 1024, 512, redstone. That's getting helium on the input hatch. This needs to be a wrench because we got to point it down. 2 robot arms and 2 filters. Actually, I don't need the other filter, but I can put it in there. Filter. Filter. Filter is going to be keep exact. Vanadium, manganese, aluminum, yttrium import. And that's going to be circuit 14. Vanadium. That's doing too much. Keep exact. I'm glad I checked that. Boom. That's running. Gonna run for 65 seconds. I'll let that run. And then we'll take our ink alloy. And what was it? The rock sifter, powerful agent rock filtrator, large sifting funnel. We'll save that too. And that should more or less be everything we need for ore processing. Macerator, centrifuge, thermal centrifuge. Yes. Yes. I mean, we could do a forge hammer. Is there a large multi-block for that? Large material press. It does not like this rendering. My game might crash. No. Stress-proof casing. Maraging steel. Iron, titanium, aluminum, nickel, cobalt on 15 with argon. So let's set this one up as well. Keep exact. Iron, titanium, aluminum, nickel, cobalt, argon. You're going to make maraging steel in 24, 5, 12. You need to be circuit 15. And argon's in there. I should just have to put these in. And it works. Yeah. Okay, so ink alloy. There. Maraging steel. Is that how you say that? Maraging steel? Yeah, that's got to be how you say that. Ooh, that one's a long recipe. 151. Is that our longest one yet? Yeah. But look at that. From 0 ABSs to 4. Fully automated. Got to paint our cables. Of course. There we go. Now, there are a lot of Alloy Blast Furnace recipes, as you can see. And I think if we can realistically, we could split this in half. Because each of these has like 2 recipes. I mean, that doesn't make a ton of sense because it's an odd number. So there's got to be 1 in here. That doesn't have 2 options. But still, if we divide that 173, that comes out to... Oh, I did not. 86 recipes. So 86 Alloy Blast Furnaces. Alloy Blast Furni. I don't know that we'll end up using all of them. Maybe, maybe not. And that's not including stuff that already is being made in ABSs or EBFs. EBFs. Where's that Maraging steel at? Almost done. Just a little bit longer. We'll see this kick on. It takes 1 second. Pull those out. Boom. There we go. Now, next episode, we should be able to set up our recipes here. Large extruder. Yeah, here we go. And with these, similar to the ABS, and I think, honestly, with the ABS, I should be able to hook up more automations to this if I wanted to. I would set it to distinct buses. And then I could run 2 recipes through it. So really, instead of needing 86, we could deal with having 48. Maybe even possibly 24. Because we could have extra input buses, similar to the way I have the extruders over here. So there's an input bus here and an input bus here. Each one of these runs 2 separate recipes, but it's only 1 machine. So I could have, realistically, if I put the input buses here, and input hatches here, I might be able to put like 5 recipes on each side. Obviously, that would be a lot slower. Now, maybe if, going up to like ZPM, because what, it's EV is its slowest. Going up to like ZPM or UV, UHV. These recipes are a lot faster. So maybe in the future, upgrading these to be able to take that higher energy would be the way to go. And then put multiple recipes on each. How do we get the HSSG? We can put that in a blast furnace. Or I think we can make this in a blast furnace. Yeah. So we could do blast furnace, or we could do ABS. I think I'm going to do more ABS recipes here. Once those fill up, I'm going to do a copy of these blast furni, stack on top here. If I could successfully cut and paste AE2 stuff, I would, but I don't think that I can. Let me try. If I do this with a couple of cable anchors on here and paint a couple of them, can I copy or cut and paste? So let's go cut you to you. Cut. Now if I clear that, raise it up, if I paste it, it's not going to paste. Ooh, it did paste it and save it. Okay. So I might make a world backup and then cut this and move it down. I do like it being up high. I don't know. I'll just leave it. Whatever, dude. All right. So we made a ton of progress today getting those set up. Let me fix my inventory. I always like to clean up my inventory at the end of an episode. Girders go there. All of these can just go in the system. Fantastic. And look at that. We've already got 180 Xeron ingots, 176 watertight, ink alloy, Maraging. So by the next time that I get on, those should be pretty much fully stocked up, if not all the way stocked up. And then I'll be able to start making the other guys with them here. Yeah, that'll be simple. All right. That's going to be it for today. Thanks for stopping in.